As we were discussing in our short, this lovely 3-3 portal brings to all of those in the 5D collective, mystics and peeps, the ability to bring forth your inner child, since you are the inner adult of you, thanks to transpersonal harmony. So having the divine masculine and divine feminine of you, the mind is that masculine, and when you are online, it's because you have them in harmony. The divine feminine, the authentic self, that 3-year-old with the ability to tap into those emotions that arise, because your mind is easy to access and use when you have integration of the brain capacity. So bilateral integration, left and right mode, work together, all hands on deck. That default mode network is down regulated. Now this is for those who have the restorative embodied self, raise your hand, and therefore integration of the brain, which is something that comes forth as kindness and compassion. Thank you. From my lovely Daniel Siegel courses, Mindsight Institute, Interpersonal Neurobiology Framework. You could look it up if you're a curious person who wants to learn. And I bring spirituality and human elements together. So spirituality, let's read, said Guru, the most precious thing is life itself. Will you realize this now or only on your deathbed? The spiritual part, metaphysics, esotericism, all of the great stuff, tarot, and Akashic record readings, as well as a Reiki practitioner right here, Reiki master, all beautiful to support those with their energy body and with their ascension. And so right now for the 3-3 portal, those who are 5D are human love narratives, because their mind is not a place of inner conflict or inner, I want to use a different word, not inner harmony. I'm going to choose my words right now. So inner conflict is actually part of what is called a shame cycle. Outer conflict as well, an outer critic, inner critic, outer critic. Okay, so when you have a basic Cusco attitude from the Empress New Groove, you're going to have an adaptive child. They don't have the authentic self. I lost paper. It's okay. They don't have their whole 3-year-old heart because they have maladaptive emotional responses, and they get offline like Cusco does, and therefore they don't stay present and interact with you as a person. They don't stay integral. They're a lost compass, and when we see them, we will recognize them because they won't know that we're one herd, human beings. So they won't be grateful for the exchanges when we are on different pages, when we're doing differences. So let's say politically, religiously, spiritually, all of that. We see it all over the place. We see people who are perpetuating stereotypes, the gender ones, the human ones. They limit consciousness completely. As they move forward, they just use the past to keep on saying the same thing. So we're going to thankfully break free from that, and we are already expanding again with the gratitude and awareness that we all make a difference. So 3D 4D collective are for people who will not be moving into their authentic 3-year-old whole heart. There are plenty of people that don't do let me go get my personal development on track so that I can be emotionally accountable, emotionally aware, emotionally fulfilled. Because your nervous system, this is an embodied brain. That's why, again, divine masculine, your mind, divine feminine, your body. And when you have self-compassion and just compassion, self-compassion. Because see, if you don't begin to say, myself, I have a right to be loved unconditionally, you're not going to become your grown-up. It's when you say, I have a right to be myself, just the way I am, but I will respect my herd. That means the human beings. I will be graceful and generous, not like the squirrel in Cusco who turns around and thinks it's okay to try and actually get Cusco off by the jaguars because Cusco reacted to when he gives the squirrel, because Cusco thought it was a big lion that was about to eat him alive. So that's reactivity. Those are, a lot of people are reactive like that. They are all teenagers when I meet them, now that I'm a grown-up. But then again, it's not just a teenager, okay? It's a person who actually does not take a deep dive into their pain, and so they don't come online. And that's why the difference is that we transmute pain. So when somebody projects their inner shame, cycle, which means that they're a human being who I will know as a 5D mystic, but just as a human being, because our nervous systems speak to each other. So I'm attachment trauma informed, if I did not already say that. Supporting people to be their self, the personal development aspect. It's always interesting how little people are aware of forgiveness, connectivity, teachability, and they're really, really happy about anything that is related to mysticism, but they don't get in touch with their divine feminine. The only way you're going to get in touch with your divine feminine is if you can be a person who has an adaptable, flexible, adaptive, coherent, energized, stable brain. Thank you, Daniel Siegel. Again, that's integration of the brain. So when sensations come up, emotions, you're not throwing them at people. And you will find very many people don't know about how to become pachas because they choose to be the squirrels in Cusco's, and they don't repair any veil because they use the word the human being race. They're inherently good or evil. No, they're not. There's lovely academics. Thank goodness for the academics, the smart ones, the stable, mature, adaptive, rational, teachable ones who are open-minded, because not only are they into learning and educating and sharing, they in fact don't do stereotypes. They will talk about information so that you can understand why sometimes things take place, but they will not limit you according to the past. This is what the 5D collective, we're not limiting, because there's infinite consciousness potential when you're able to zoom out and remember perspective. So let's talk a little bit about that. Okay. With the portal, the Human Love Group is on board with their oversoul. They're expanding. On that note, I've seen a lot of different people with the whole twin flame. It is not a saga. It is not toxic. The individuals who took the twin flame journey and made it into a business, they're relationship coaches. And really what they should learn, if they wanted to support a little bit better, is a lot more about attachment and trauma informed, so that they could guide people in a human way towards what is. If somebody is leaving, it means they're emotionally unavailable. It means that they're freaking out. Whatever it is, it's not your business. So again, Patrick Tiahan, look him up, childhood trauma survivor, Healed and Healing. He's a therapist. He shares a lot on what it is to be a childhood trauma survivor. So you can get self-awareness. You can also get awareness and spread the word. And we can get people to go and get help so they can stop hurting each other and actually regain what is the most amazing journey ever, to be able and have fun here when you're present with people independently from what they're doing. So I've met plenty of pachas, Cuscos, squirrels, all of that. It's always fun. It's only grown. The amount of love that you have grows, doesn't diminish. The people who are talking about tragedy, the dark night of the soul, the ego death, every time there's an ascension energy around, they're talking to you as if you need to go through some type of torture emotionally. It's because they don't take emotional accountability, emotional maturity, emotional building regulation skills. They don't look, I have a heart. I can actually look right here. I can touch it and I can talk to people. So ventral vagal nervous system toning exercises, you can do that through yoga. You can also do that through not saying, I don't want to do personal development. I want life to start now. Yes, that's a pouty energy, which is your own biochemistry, which is actually your own 3-year-old teenager, and you haven't done anything to bring forth the inner growth. And when you share with people that it's this straightforward, no, it has to be human suffering love. And they will compare themselves like teenagers do, because see, teenagers, I met them as a teenager. Yes, low self-esteem. Some of us chose to not have low self-esteem. We just, nope, I'm going to have self-esteem. It's called I'm self-empowered, and thank you, real, healthy self-worth. You're not superior in fear. When you feel it here, and you know it here, that's why you're a pacha handshake. And so you don't change your mind about when you've said, I love you. That's why we respect, accept, and love all equally. And so harmony is a 3-year-old heart. We support those who do get the support from the good therapist to find out what secure attachment relationships are like, having functional adults, direct communication, nobody who's going to lie to you or make you be something different. No, you get to be all of you with all of your emotions, because we're not ego sensitive. We're like, okay, so today you're having a bad day. It's okay. And if we can't say it, we'll learn how to walk around. We don't do eggshells because we're not afraid, and we love all. So tune in for more. Again, perspectives. It's nice to exchange the different ones, because that's where we get the most expansion. And pachas always know this.